The talk of Twitter right now is that there are some people out there who are saying absurd things to try to pin Bitcoin and cryptocurrency into a corner, to try to present it as some sort of act of nefarious people, the bad actors, of the demons of society. What am I talking about? Well, yesterday, this guy Dave Troy came out and he literally said this. This is not a joke. I'm not trying to Photoshop this. This is a real tweet. He said, I can't stress this enough. The crypto attack on the dollar is not strictly a pump and dump or a grift. It's an ideologically driven attack on the legitimacy of fiat currency, the Federal Reserve, and the incumbent financial system. It is the sequel to the January 6th attack. I literally don't know how those three sentences all ended up in the same tweet. So let's take them one by one. I can't stress this enough. The crypto attack on the dollar is not strictly a pump and dump or a grift. Now, in order to have a pump and dump, people would have to pump up the price and then sell it. 85% of Bitcoin in circulation doesn't move. Nobody's selling. There's no dumping. People are buying this and they're storing it. 60% of Bitcoin hasn't moved in over a year. People buy the asset to hold it for a long period of time. So again, that can't be a pump and dump if nobody sells. On top of that, if it was a grift, then why are the Bitcoiners buying Bitcoin and holding it? They're literally putting their own money into it and then holding it, and they won't sell it to you. If Dave came right now and asked somebody to sell them their Bitcoin for $68,000, every Bitcoiner would give him the middle finger. So how is it that it's a grift? He can't buy it from you for $68,000. So again, it makes no sense. That sentence, just cross it out. Like if we were the teacher, F minus, cross that whole sentence out, makes no sense. Second sentence, it's an ideologically driven attack on the legitimacy of fiat currency, the Federal Reserve, and the incumbent financial system. Okay, let's take this one by one. Ideologically driven attack. It's math. It's software code. It's literally free speech. So I don't know if you can consider free speech an ideologically driven attack. I think that literally it's just mathematics, and that makes zero sense. Second, on the legitimacy of fiat currency, we literally sat here today. We did a 2-hour special with a publicly traded CEO who owns billions of dollars of this, and we talked about how this literally makes the fiat currency stronger. Many people in the community believe that it's not an attack on it, it is going to strengthen it. So again, to say that you are attacking the legitimacy of it, every single person is sitting here talking about how they are actually going to improve it. Stable coins, for example, there's $70 billion worth of stable coins, $90 billion, whatever it is, of stable coins. Those are dollars. They're quite literally making the dollars more accessible, easier to use, lower friction, lower cost, higher yield. They're improving it. They're not attacking the legitimacy. They're actually making it better. So again, strike that part out. Federal Reserve, well, I don't know anybody who at this point really thinks that they have any sort of accuracy. But again, if you support the dollar, then you support the Federal Reserve because the Federal Reserve is in charge of monetary policy. So I don't think you can say anyone's attacking the legitimacy of them. We may disagree, but guess what? I disagree with my brother. Doesn't mean I'm attacking his legitimacy. And he disagrees with me. Doesn't mean he's attacking my legitimacy. But it still means that the dollar is being put forward in a better position. And then the incumbent financial system. You're right. Paul Tudor Jones, Stanley Druckenmiller, Fidelity, Skybridge, who else? Wells Fargo, Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, all the people who are going and buying Bitcoin, who are investing in it, who are helping their clients get access to it, etc. They're all eating themselves. What? There's literally ETFs. How are we attacking the legacy financial system? We're improving it. And the legacy players are participating. Many would argue that some of these assets and some of these products and services are actually furthering the legacy financial system to be more and more powerful. One of the critiques could be that the financialization of this asset is actually bad because it gives more legitimacy, more power to the legacy financial system. Okay. And then January 6th, I mean, I'll just let that one stand there by itself. That is pretty absurd. And so when we look at this, I think that the most important part is that folks who disagree on the assets, they don't believe in free markets. What this gentleman appears to believe is that there is some politicalization of the asset, as if there is two aisles in politics or two sides of the aisle, and one side is wrong. They're essentially what I use the word monetary terrorists, and they're attacking this other system. What are you talking about? Publicly traded companies are worth hundreds of billions of dollars that literally interface with the legacy financial system and are under the purview of the legacy financial system, and regulators are doing this. So again, what we must do is we must remember that Bitcoin doesn't care about politics, doesn't care what side of the aisle you're on, doesn't care, frankly, about the legacy system at all. It just continues to produce block after block after block after block of transactions. And when it produces block after block after block after block of transactions, what it's saying is, this is math, this is software code, it's free speech, and we are immune to any outside influence. Doesn't matter who you are, what organization you come from, what your beliefs are. You are free to use the Bitcoin system. Whether you want to or not is up to you. But anyone has access. All you need is an internet connection. And that is really important because we're moving to a world where everything gets politicized. Both sides of the aisle sling mud at each other. Who cares? Let the adult children go play. Instead, there's a third solution now. It's more of a centrist view, actually. That centrist view simply says that you should be able to do what you want to do. Here's a piece of technology. If you want to use it, amazing. You should go ahead and use it. If you don't want to use it, you don't have to use it, though. And that's the way that the world probably should be. And so I think that this is really important to just call out the fact that we cannot allow this stuff to get politicized. We cannot allow this stuff to be pinned into some sort of bifurcation or opposing view of the legacy system. I don't think anyone's advocating for the collapse of the legacy system. Instead, what they're saying is, hey, look at this new thing. This new thing actually is going to be better. It's gold 2.0. Gold has failed during high levels of inflation, and the market is choosing this new asset. We should be celebrating that. We should actually be educating. Again, we should be educating every single citizen in the United States. Hey, you should be investing. You should not be sitting in dollars getting hit with high levels of inflation.